What's the creepiest, scariest teacher experience you've had? Be free to tell your own stories in the comment section. Don't know if creepy, but it was gross. Back when I was in high school, we had this PE teacher who had a reputation. He had a reputation of being a pedophile. I never actually met any girls who were victims of sexual assault, but I did met girls who were constantly looked at as if they were prey. Okay, I will explain myself. This teacher, called V, was a big man, maybe 1.90 mts and 100 kilograms. He was very strict and would not talk very much, just the necessary. During PE, boys were separated from the girls sometimes, so there were days in which a bunch of pre-teens and teenager girls were all alone with V. Some days we would play volleyball, so of course there were girls in this position. V would place himself behind the girl and enjoy the view. All the activities were different. One day we would run for a while and he blew the whistle to make us jump. He would usually have this more chatty attitude towards the large-breasted girls. Due to this he would use this friendship to make them jump twice as much compared to the rest just to see her boobs react to gravity. He would finally end the class talking to them as if he was an innocent man. Even the boys from the rest of the classes noticed, as this happened very often and with every class. One day, we were gathered to do PE with V, and he told us to sit down on the floor. He then sat at one of these. As soon as he sat down and he started talking, I saw his pants were wet. Not a bit wet, nor like I peed myself wet. It was wet only on his genitals. Obviously, and thankfully, I was not the only one who noticed, so as he spoke to us, many were gossiping about his wet pants. I don't know if he didn't notice or maybe he did notice, but he just carried on. Until this day I do not know why, how, what, plus I don't want to know. Two male teachers were talking about me as I was leaving the room to go to my art class. One literally called the other and said, "Look at her, I mean really look at her and tell me she wouldn't make a good wife." Whoa. The other teacher was just nodding and leering. The first continues and says to me, "Where were girls like you when I was in school?" Turns to the other teacher and says, "If I were a few years younger, wink." And the other just says, "I know." I just laughed it off because I wanted to get out of that class ASAP, but it was definitely creepy. One of those teachers had told us in the beginning of the year that the only reason he wanted to become a teacher was because he wanted to partake in corporal punishment. It was still legal in Texas when he was a student, but by the time he actually became a teacher it was done away with. And the other teacher once asked a classmate if she was named after a porn star, because according to him, she resembled a porn star that went by the same name. He went as far as to Googling said porn star to show her what he meant. I would dress up for the days I would do student teaching for a different class, a dress, heels, makeup, anything to make me look older than the middle schoolers at my training site, and he never failed to comment that, all women should look like that, and, there is nothing more attractive than a lady that takes care of her appearance. Very uncalled for and in my honest opinion, inappropriate remarks for a person to say, much less a teacher. These two teachers were next door to each other and would often stand out by the doorway and chit-chat. Real weirdos, the both of them. Well, my algebra teacher said raping was a natural part of life and he watched porn. So last year I was a freshman, young and scared of high school with okay grades. I've always struggled with math, but this guy was awful, as a teacher and as a person, so my teacher, we'll call him Mr. was really wired and plain creepy. He obviously liked the girls better than the guys. He would give us girls special attention and pretty much ignored the guys. But that wasn't all. He would lean dangerously close to our faces and on occasion, saying he was helping us, would take our hand, with his arm pressing against our boob and right for us. He would also, accidentally, brush his hand across our butt. Yeah, he was creepy. But the worst of it all started out as a normal day. His school computer was broken, so he brought his laptop to school for our usual PowerPoint. When he turned it on, right on his home screen was adult stuff. Porn. Thank God I didn't see it, but I could hear the moans and yeah. My best friend and I had been taking videos on her phone for fun, so she got it all on tape. Mr. Quickie turns off his computer and we all sat there in a shocked silence. My friend had put down her phone, but it was still recording. Seeing the phone, my teacher slowly walks towards us. Honestly, it had to have been one of the most scary moments of my life. His face was terrifying. No joke. I thought he was going to murder us. He starts talking about how rape is natural and beautiful and how women are objects to use, his voice raising angrily. Hands braced against her table, surrounding her, Mr. M screams in my friend's face about what he will do to her if she shows the video to anyone. He was saying some really graphic, scary things. While Mr. M is distracted, one of the boys sneaks out to get help. He returns with both the principal and the vice principal. My principal takes one look at the situation and starts pulling Mr. M away, still screaming. Our vice principal asks us what happened and we show him the video. After an hour of questioning, our parents are called and we go home. The next day we had a substitute teacher and it seemed like everything was normal. For the rest of the school year, we had various substitutes. No one knows what happened to Mr. M, although I have tried asking before. The only thing we know is that Mr. M had various rape accusations against him. Oh yeah, and he had beat and abused his now divorced wife. I really don't know why my school hired Mr. M, but I'm so grateful he's gone. Edit, thanks for the upvotes. I'm sorry for not replying to your intelligent comments about his background and so on, but I'm not sure how much I have to offer to your great conversations. Thanks for watching. I hope you like this video. If so, be sure to tell your own stories in the comment section. You can also like and subscribe if you want to. Thank you.